Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. And so today I thought we'd look at the PLSS, or what it stands for is the Public Land Survey System. And so what the Public Land Service System is used for is essentially to divide or describe land across the United States. And so if you want to think about it, it's kind of like an invisible grid that helps us organize land ownership, mapping, locating of different objects or landmarks. Yeah. And so essentially, it divides a piece of land into townships and ranges, and then further down into sections, and then further down into, northeast, northwest, etc., like I was mentioning in the last video where we did student created maps. All right. And so every single public land survey system is going to start with two sort of baselines. And so here our baseline is, one is called the baseline. Let me use a different color. One is called the baseline, and the second one is the San Bernardino Meridian. All right, and so these two baselines are key to remember because if you think about it like sort of like a graph, well, here's your y-axis, and this is the meridian, and this is your x-axis, and this is the baseline, right? And so anything in the positive area of your graph is going to be where the township is north and the range is east. When you go underneath the baseline, your township is going to become south and your range is going to become east or stay east. When you go on this side, where both the x and y are negative, the township becomes south and the range becomes west. And then up top, where only the x is negative, your town is going to be north and your range is going to be west. And so that's kind of something you might want to memorize. But essentially, from the baseline onwards, as we can see in this image, this is 1, 1, this is 1, 2, this is 1, 3, and this is 1, 4. And so if you notice something, it works almost exactly like a coordinate system where the townships are your y-axis and the ranges are your x-axis. And so after that, what this different drawings that says is they're going to take township 2 south and range 2 west. And so that's going to end up somewhere in this region over here. If you expand that, you get 36 different sections. And so notice how the sections are starting in this corner. They go all the way across, right? And then down, and then over, and then down again, and then over, and then down, and then over, and then down, and then so on and so forth. And so they're kind of like a zigzag pattern. Okay. And so a key thing that you kind of want to note is that each of these township or range boxes are each 6 miles long. And so that's why when you take an entire section map, it's 6 miles in total. And so if you divide 6 by 6, you figure out that this one section block is always going to be 1 mile long. And sometimes on the test, they'll throw a trick question, we are currently in section 14. How many miles long is section 14? And you just have to know that it's exactly 1 mile long. All right. And so once we go down to the section, we go into the northwest, northeast, southwest, southeast. And so like I talked about in the last video, essentially you're going to get, you have your northwest quadrant, your northeast quadrant, your southwest quadrant, and southeast. You can divide this even further as going further in. And some people end up dividing it even further, where you divide that into 16 different pieces. Okay, so kind of what we have this star here is we're going to figure out how we're going to write all this. And so you always kind of want to go, essentially, if you have something written out for you, let's say someone is in Southeast 1/4, Section 26, Township 3 South, Range 5 East. You always go from right to left when reading this. And that's kind of just something that it's just kind of like a legal description rule where you always read backwards. And so what's going to happen is first you want to locate this Township 3 South, Range 5 East, and then you want to go to Section 26, and then you want to find this part. But what it does do is it makes it easier when we're writing all these descriptions. Let's go ahead and try to figure out the description of this star over here. So just for the purpose of the test, because it usually shows up on the test, we're going to go ahead and split this even further one more time, like that. And now you really know that that star is really in that southeast corner. And so we know it's in the southeast corner, so we're just going to write southeast 1/4. Now let's take a step out. It's once again in the southeast corner. So it's going to go southeast 1/4 again. Okay, if we take another step back, it's in the northeast quadrant. So it's going to go northeast 1/4. All right, let's take another step out. It's in the section 13. If we take one more step out, we find out that it's in town 2 south, range 2 west. And so utilizing the public landmark survey system, this is how you would find where that star is located. So hopefully that makes sense. And we're going to do sort of like a practice. So let's see here. Let's pretend that the star is actually in that corner, and this window is not coming out of here, but rather it's coming out of section 25. And let's just keep that the same. So I want you guys to now figure out how you would label the star. Okay, so hopefully you paused the video. And once again, it should be pretty simple how to label it. So if we go ahead and divide this down one level further, we figure out that's in the southwest 1/4. Take a step back. It's once again in the southwest 1/4. Take another step back. It's in the southeast 1/4. Take another step back looking at our sections. We figure out that it's in section 25. And then taking one last step back, we figure out that it's in town 2 south, range 2 west. So hopefully that's what you guys describe the new star as. Okay. So hopefully that makes sense to everyone. In kind of a future video, we'll try to look at how questions show up on the Road Scholar test, and how we can answer those when they're related to the public landmark survey system. Let me know down in the comments if you guys have any questions or comments, and please make sure to like and subscribe this video, and I will see you next week. Thank you. Bye.